go, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash, numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd, every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, welcome on. Camera will come on in a minute. All will be revealed. I just forgot to do something very, very quickly. But big up, guys. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to THFC Till We Die. Yes, we end the footballing calendar year today. It is gone. It is forgotten. 2025, the footballing year has ended, but Spurs have ended it in a win, but not a convincing win, not a good win, a very boring 1-0 win, to be fair. Not a lot to get into. But joining me, of course, is the man who holds no introduction the world over. This man has sat with the best. He's sat with Jose Mourinho. He has sat through Conte ball. He has sat through Nuno ball. He sat through Ange ball and tried to go bald, but he couldn't. He's now he's sitting through Thomas Frank ball, and he's actually growing hair because it's so boring to watch. We know him as the R man, but everywhere else, he is Rain, the man that likes to make the man go, wow. How are you doing, Rain?
Not too bad. Do you know what I used to love? I used to love Nuno just before the second half started, right? He used to get, I don't know if you saw this, if you were watching on telly. But because it was probably during the adverts, he used to get the players out, and they used to do like little 5-yard shuttle runs for about 2 minutes before the second half started. And I used to love that about Nuno. But it's just a little thing. You used to get him out, again doing some running. Obviously, it didn't last very long because he was only with us for about 2 months.
Nuno has always and always will be a garden gnome to me. Love the guy. I don't think Tottenham was the right team for him, but he does remind me of a garden gnome. I mean, sales of garden gnome when Nuno was at Tottenham went up by 75% in garden centres all around the country because everyone wanted a bit of Nuno in the house. All Tottenham fans were buying garden gnomes. Look. That's for another show about Nuno and managers under this ownership. Look, let's welcome a few people in, bud, and then we'll get talking about the game. Thank God it's over, but we will talk about it. And then if I'd slip at one point. Big up Spurs side chat. All right, Dermo. All right. You're right, man. All right, Dermo. How you getting on, man? Yeah, I've got a few things to sell for you. A Tottenham win is one of them. You can have one win for 25 nicker. Yeah, there you go. All right, Dermo. I reckon a win is a win. I'm very impressed with Gray, and I'm going to give credit to Vicario. He didn't flop today.
He came out and collected some crosses and some balls today, Dermot. It was very, very unlike him. I don't know.
For me, that's why he was in my mix for man of the match. I have somebody done a report for me on Vicario, so we are going to do that to pre-record on Vicario, the pros and cons, why Vicario could be Tottenham's number one for next season, and I've done it. There's a report on him, so that is my thinking for a show. Big up to LD Fan 01 all the way from Germany. Yes, he says. He's now jumping up and down. Big up to you. He says, yes, Tottenham Frank's giving me my Christmas back. We win. He said, we win the game, and it's happened. COYS from Hamburg in Germany. You against Brentford. Come on. See you against Brentford. Yes, we will be here. We will be here. Big up to Johnny Hotspur. Big up, guys, and the chat. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Happy New Year to you.
Hey, Jimmy.
Big up to Brian Smith. He says, hopefully this will be a springboard for Spurs. We can make the European places if we fight for it. Yes, we are going to look at the league as well in this show. Big up to Wayne Bonner to bring it down to the gutter level where he always loves to fight and be in and about that level, don't you, Wayne? Big up to you, sir. He said, so what's that? What's a clean sheet feels like? But they couldn't say that in Debbie Does Dallas.
I gotta say,
see, I told you,
Wayne. Wayne, it was written in the stars because I took Van der Ven out of my fantasy league team today.
I didn't. I kept him in. I did sell Romero because I knew he would be. I actually did. I took Romero. That as well. I need to bring up the fantasy football team. Remind me at the end to do that, Rain, because I want to end this stream with the fantasy football league. Big up to John 68. Big up Dermo and Rain. Big up to John 68. He says a win is a win, Dermo. Of course it is. Great win, horrible watch. It was dreadful to watch. It really was. Big up to David Clark, the man from Leicester, the man that comes out and gives his experience of being a Spurs fan for 60 odd years. Was there when we won the double. Was there when we won trophies. He's seeing us our highest. He's seen us at our lowest. But this man keeps coming back. He is the future. David Clark is the man we should follow, the Tottenham way. Big up to you, David. Hi from Leicester. Sounded like at the beginning of a film, didn't it? David, a man from Leicester.
And I tell you what, with David's picture,
yeah,
he looks like it looks like he's going to be in a James Bond film. That's what.
He could do. Yeah, it could be. It could be the new 007. I reckon there's news going around. He's going to be the new Bond. Hi from Leicester. Excellent 3 points with these players. The form. This is all that can be expected. We scored 3 goals, 2 offsides, 1 good, 1 hit inside the post. Vicario, no save to make. Yeah, he had 1 or 2, but I think he played well overall. Big up to Rain. My manager Frank has done it now. It's up. Yeah, right, Rain. Ryan, come on, man. Look, come on. Look, it's 1 win. It's 2 win in 9 games. Is it 2 win in 10 now? Come on. He don't say he's going to win the league now, or win a cup, or win the Champions League. He ain't going to win the Champions League. Still want them gone. I still think he's useless. But your opinion, I respect it.
I think he did a fantastic job today. I think he did a really, really good job.
I don't think he did. I'll get into that why. Big up to David. I've just seen the whole Spurs video, Spurs getting off the bus in front of the Spurs fans, and their body language was a disgrace. They ignored the fans. Only the class Paulunia signed the autograph. If that's true, then that is a disgrace. Big up to Rain, says wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Big up to 2 Marks. Big up Sava Raid. Big up to you, Sava. Thank you for sending the people over. Big up as well, Sava Raid as well. Big up to your Spurs Nepal 11. Big up to Alex McCarthy, Savvy Raid. Big up to you, Alex. Hope you're doing well, bud. Big up to Davis. Davis said, no, I'm the 007 blank. Don't put yourself down, bud. Don't put yourself down. No, you're James Bond. Beat your Blofeld next to me. Nico Knapp, Sava Raid. Big up. I've got a lot of people from Sava. Thank you, Sava. Ryan G, Sava Raid. Paul, Angeli, Sava Raid. God, thank you all for coming over. Wow. Big up to you, Sava. Wayne Bonner. Gray had a good game. He just gets better. Odebear did well when he came on, provided energy, took players on, and was unlucky to hit the post. He was. I thought he played very well. Big up to Just So Mijo. It says Palace did miss a couple of they did, and I said that during the watch along. If there are more, if they took their chances, then I think we would have been regretting not going through. But we had a couple of chances missed as well. We had two VAR decisions, which I thought were very harshly against, very tough against Spurs. Big up to, frankly, his 61 was the one, Sava Raid as well. Big up to Star CRO, winning the FA Cup. I would love to win the FA Cup. I was a teenager the last time we won an FA Cup, and I'm 50 now in February. I'm 49 in February, so it'll be a year to I'm 50. Yeah, a teenager.
Yeah, we worked it out. We worked this out the other day. There's grown men with teenagers.
I've never seen us win the FA Cup.
And that's just
I said it.
It's absolutely
it is. I've been alive. I've seen this get to 4 FA Cup finals in my lifetime. Big up to Showb9518, another Savare. I must send Sava a massive WhatsApp and say thank you so much for sending people over. Big up to you, Sava. Thank you. We are crap. Archie Gray and Bergfield both useless. Wilson had to start left wing next game. I agree with you. Wilson has to start no left wing. I agree with you. Look, I thought. Look, I agree with you with Bergfield. He's not a number 10. I think Bergfield's more of a 6 or an 8. I thought Archie Gray did all right today, but tired, I think, as the game went on. But where I would agree with you, I think Paulinho had to start today. When he came on, our midfield totally changed. It made us more solid at the back. Bentacle, for me, played well enough, but not as good as Paulinho. Big up to, don't disagree. Won us a trophy, but I can't disagree. To be fair, big up to everyone. People need to stop being miserable. We won. Yeah, big up. That's it. That's the spirit. Rain meet rain. Rain beat rain. There you go.
Love the name. Love
two
love
rain
the
to make
name.
a right. Big up.
Absolutely love the name.
What's it? Gessler, Toon, Savare, big up to you. Frank is better than Ange. Okay. Would like to see. My man in the match, I never thought I would say this, it's Richie. Okay, that's a good shout. I thought he was excellent today. Look, for me, I went with I forgot who I gave it to Danso today, my man in the match. I thought Danso played brilliantly today. But Richie worked very hard up front. Took his goals really well, by the way, I have to say. So I can understand you why you're saying Richie. You, Rain, who was your man of the match?
Yeah, so in our predicted lineup, when we were chatting about what the how we thought the game would play out, obviously you got the lineup absolutely spot on. But during that, I was saying that Danzo against Mateta was a key matchup in today's game, and that's the way it proved to be. And the player who won that battle was absolutely 100% Danzo. He was absolutely fantastic today. In fact, I'd say. Probably upset quite a lot of people, but I'd say that this was more a game for Danzo than it would have been a game for Romero up against Mateta. We just needed somebody who was strong, who would clear the ball, and who would take no nonsense. But Danzo does it in such a strong and robust way. Romero gives us something else, but today it was probably to our benefit. Thank you very much, Christian Kuti, for ensuring that you got to go and have Christmas in Argentina, because by doing that you've given us the right central against Palace.
Well,
so I would definitely give it to Danzo. That's going to be I can't remember.
I don't know if it was a one match ban. I think it might be. So I think he might be back. Big up to Rain.
Wasn't he on 7 yellows though as well? So he got a red.
Yeah.
He got a red plus it was like his 7th yellow. I don't know if it stacks.
Yeah. I need to double check on that.
It definitely wasn't a 3-game ban like Xavi got. So
No.
Xavi's was dangerous.
I think it was
in terms of Richie. Sorry, just to go back. In terms of Richie, I think it was interesting. It was a game for Richie. It was a game where he could be really, really busy. He didn't see a lot of the ball, but he was everywhere, and that's what he does. He's not your controlling the ball. I personally think that him and Bergvall being offside. I sit behind the goal in the Paxton, and it drives me nuts when I see when the ball comes in and then the ball goes out and you know it's coming back, you know it's coming back into the penalty area,
Yeah,
and you see players not trying to get onside. It
yeah, I know.
drives me absolutely.
It does.
It's probably one of those moments when they can probably hear me yelling at them to get back, get back
Yeah,
onside. Because
yeah.
I think there's especially when it's being crossed in, like it was for
Today.
Richie's. You absolutely should be able to see that whether you're onside or
You
offside.
should be able to read the line, shouldn't you? You should be able. But can I just say how good them goals Richie took them goals? They were really both great goals, actually. Good goals. But yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think you can name Richie as well. To frankly kiss 661 was the one. I think Richie, I think Danso, I think Vicario was in that shout as well. He was very commanding of his area today. I think also kudos as well done well, good part of the game. I thought Bentancur was quite solid in that number 6 role. I think when Palhinha came on, I thought Palhinha was more effective than Bentancur. But I think you will see Palhinha against Brentford. But definitely. Big up to Rhino. Look, when you're feeling down, everyone needs a bit of Ryan to come in and cheer you up. No, I'm not going to bust your bubble, but I hope we do go on win the FA Cup Champions League. If we win that, I'd be absolutely. We're not going to win that. No, right. We're not. But FA
I'm
Cup,
clipping this. Ryan thinks we're winning the Champions League. I'm clipping it.
Big up to Giant. Welcome all the Sava Raiders in. Thank you so much. Sava Raid, stop blaming managers. Blame Enoch for failing to provide. I said this earlier, and I said it earlier, and I keep saying it.
So surreal. A couple of weeks ago, before everybody else, before any other, and I'm across loads of channels. I'm on Sava's channel. I'm on Sava's channel regularly. Before anyone else did it, on this channel, me, Tequila, Dermot did a squad review, and we went through. It was Tequila's idea, and we went through and we reviewed all of the players, and in the squad, and it'll still be up. I think it was a really good video. It's probably a couple of hours. It was quite a chat, and we came out with our players around 10th, 11th. 10th, 11th place in the squad. When you actually look at them without rose tinted glasses on, it really does show you.
It does. Big up the Vindaloo. I suppose you're winning everything now. Yeah, we're going to do the treble. Treble's on Vindaloo. You know us. I see you're trying to bottle the league again. So big up to you guys. I've only seen Spurs lift the Europa League and League Cup. Oh, I know. I hate what I've seen. Hit the like, everyone. Big up to you, Gleason and Toon. Big up to you. Thank you so much. Sorry, just.
Oh, and I'm on my own. So, Ryan, just wanted to say, mate, it's really good to see you. Haven't seen you around in a while. I don't have control here, but Vindaloo. So my name's Rain. You'll have seen me in various chats. I don't think any of us have those kind of lofty aspirations that we're winning the league. I think we're just very, very thankful. I think most of us are very, very thankful that we saw out the win today. It was a really robust defensive performance, and we took one of our chances. We probably could have taken 2 or 3. So I don't think any of us have got any illusions about what this game means, other than we got the 3 points. We scraped. We battled against what I thought was a really good Palace side. Actually, I think everybody's been lauding Palace, and you could see that some of their players get in our team easily, in my opinion. Sorry, Dermot.
Sorry, have I? Oh, do you want to pick that up? Sorry, bud. There you go. So, okay. Yeah, look, a big up to everyone that's coming in. Big up David Clark. I want to say big up to Randolph as well. I get it. VAR decisions were not harsh. Look, I just feel that players. I agree with Rain when he says players need to look at the line, but I think the first goal, it was Bergvir that was offside, and it was very marginal. A second one, it's just in inches, isn't it? I just feel you've got to be aware of your lines and how you're doing. Big up to Elf there. He says my highlight this year was Bilbao. We're going to get at that at the end. After, sorry, me. Big up to Rain. Big up to Matthew as well. Big up Savaray. Big up to you, Matthew. Thank you for coming over. Big up also to Strarco. Yeah, Dragson did look all right. He played well today. Big up to Mr. Brady. Hope you're doing well. Not pretty, but Palace is a very tough place to win at. It is. Big up to Paul. It was nice to see Dragson back on the pitch. Been a tough year for him. It has. Big up to Vindaloo wishing Merry Christmas, THFC group. Big up to Vindaloo. Thank you so much. Big up to you, bud, as well. I know you're right. Sorry. Quite regular in JYS football. So big up to you. I hope to see you in that chat soon. Big up to Swing Talks Football. It wasn't pretty, but we got the result. Odebear was great when he came on. Frank got the sub spot on, which is something. Yeah, and I noticed it was on the arrow mark as well. It was very quick on the arrow mark. Couple of changes, left-hand side and the midfield as well. And that gave us a little bit more pace. Odebear was really killing. I think was it Mitchell on his side or Klein on his side? I'm trying to think.
Klein on their right. He pinned him back, didn't he? Yeah,
he did. Vindaloo was rolling around on the floor thinking that somebody's going to win the Champions League. Well, that ain't going to be us or you lot. I mean, he keeps pointing at the screen and he's missing. What's wrong, Vindaloo? What's wrong with you? He's pointing at the screen. He says, "Oh yeah, they're the best team in North London, aren't they? You're the king of bottlers." So there you go. So that's what we think of Arsenal winning the Champions League. We not only won today, but 100% believe we did. Do you know what? I think defensively, we deserve to win. I think the midfield, once Paulinho came on, I think that midfield toughened up a bit. I think Richie worked hard. Kudos. I think it was a good game without it being a good game. Do you know what I mean? Do you get my point? It was a professional job. It wasn't
We dug it out. We dug it out for sure.
Which many Tottenham performances, we haven't seen that type of performance in a long time where we just sit in and get into the trenches and win a war. And that's what it was today. It was winning a footballing war. Because if Palace had taken they wasted 3 or 4 good chances to put the ball in the net. And if it wasn't for Vicario or the bad passing, I think we rode our luck today, to be fair.
We did ride our luck. And, every time I see Wharton, I can't help, everybody's talking about £100 million price tag. And you can see why the guy is absolutely class in a glass.
Yeah.
He is outstanding. He demands the ball. He collects the ball. He stands up and he delivers it. He sprays it around. He absolutely dominates. And we combated that today. We combated that by being very strong in front of the defence. Obviously, Danzo was very good battling up against Mateta. And Van de Ven can always mop up. So we today, and Archie Gray, again, was very tidy. Today, it almost suited Archie Gray today that the fact that he could have a close ball control game. It was a game that was set up for us today. The biggest concerns I've got, I could have just goes down blind alleys. We need to see a little bit more. From Kudos in terms of when he's getting forward in terms of quality. And Porro, I don't know. Porro, I don't think Porro had a very good game.
He didn't.
I think
I
Porro.
noticed one thing though, Rain. To talk, you said yesterday in the predicted lineup about our fullbacks pushing up there against their wing backs, and I said it during. I don't know if you noticed, but I did say it during the watch along quite a bit in that first half. That Mitchell and Klein were getting down their wings, and Spence and Porro weren't pushing up against them. But I did notice them do it in the second half. They started pushing up the field a bit more, which stopped Klein and Mitchell coming down the wings. And once you stop them doing that, you sort of starve Crystal Palace of any ammunition that's going into the box. And we started doing that in the second half. I felt when Paolini came on, what he did brilliant was he sat in front of the back four. And when Dragonson came on, they went to a back five, I think, to be honest. You had that Paolini sitting there. And what you did, you played with the back three. You then pushed up Porro and Spence up higher that pitch. That stopped Klein and Mitchell coming back at us and attacking us down the wing. And Palace looked a bit, what do we do now? Okay, we're going to route one. And since start going route one, you know, it was easy for us because Danso's a good header of the ball. Dragson's a good header of the ball. Van der Ven's a good header of the ball. And it was easy.
And Vicario was coming out and collecting balls.
Yeah. So it was easy for us to deal with the attacks that Palace were chucking at us during that first half. When we weren't stopping Klein and Mitchell coming on, we looked very vulnerable on both sides. And I think Klein more than Mitchell was getting better luck out of Spence than Mitchell was getting out of Porro. But Porro wasn't great today. And we just have to see what Thomas Frank does. Now he's getting his centre backs back. Does he start going with the back three and pushing up Porro and Spence as wing backs? And really stop people, because that's where we're getting attacked down the wings. So it's very interesting to see what he does against Brentford. But I felt today he got his tactics spot on. I think Thomas Frank, wherever he did, he changed it,
I think it was.
He did get the spot on, by the way.
I think it was a real dugout battle. I think that because Glasner went to a back four. I think Glasner went to a back four in the second half to try and get more players up front. But actually, Frank combated him by putting Odobert on, and like you said, Odobert then just pinned Klein. Odobert just pinned the full back, and when you do it on one side, it makes it easier to do it on the other side. And we really snuffed them out. We really stopped them being able, stopped any kind of effectiveness that they had, while still carving out our chances. Now, the fact that two of the chances we took were offside still doesn't, and they shouldn't have been, but we still put the ball in the back of the net. And we need to step on from this and understand that we can be. We need to do this in phases rather than none of us want us just to be a defensive team. But if we can do this for 20 minutes and then dominate in the other team's half, then I think all Spurs fans will be happy.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. We dug in exactly, Paul. Exactly what we did. We haven't seen these sort of performances for a long time at Tottenham. It really was an old-fashioned sort of. Yeah, exactly, Jared. Like the Europa League final, we dogged it out, and that's what we did today. It's boring to watch, but it's very effective football. Palace offered nothing really. Spurs deserved to win by more than one. Look, if we didn't get caught offside, then that's 3-0. I think Palace, had their chances, but they didn't take them. And I think we were caught out once or twice, especially in that first half where we looked a bit six and sevens in the defense. Sorry, Rain, can you just take this for a minute? Sorry, bud.
Yeah, I think we negated them as much as anything else, Surreal. So yes, they struggled, but we very much matched up against them. So Mateta was very much negated by Danzo, who was excellent, and who blunted their ability to attack. And as Dermot's been saying, once we realised that they were trying to get down our flanks, Porro and Spence, Spence is great defensively. Porro and Spence really tried to stop that from happening. And then Frank obviously went to a back three, which made it even harder for them to get at us. So on Moani, the question earlier was, why is Moani playing on the left? And I think that's because Frank doesn't trust Richarlison on the left. If I'm honest, I think that's why Moani's on the left. I'm not. I was actually on a Sava show with James Flower and Sean and Sava talking about Moani, and James is absolutely adamant that Moani is rubbish. And I have to say, I thought it was an early call. It was only a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was an early call, but everything I'm seeing about Moani is making that opinion right.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing any kind of quality from the guy. He's not putting the ball in the back of the net. He looks like he runs away from the ball a lot. He's not looking like a player who, I think, did they spend 90 million quid on him? He's not looking anywhere. He's not looking like a 45 million pound player at the moment, let alone a 90 million pound player.
Just to talk to you on that, on Morani, I thought Morani was very poor today. I did. I thought he's one of the players where I could say it didn't do his. It did look a bit disinterested. So, Sully, I probably would have to agree with you, Bud, on that. I think that's one of the areas where we need to look at in January to get a left winger, to buy somebody in there that can play there. Odegaard is too young. And I think we're seeing the best of Odegaard now. I think he's been injury free and he's always going to need the season to get back into it anyway. But I think what you do is you buy a left winger and you put Morani up front. That's where I think he does it. I think that's where he's comfortable. I don't think he looks comfortable on the left. I think he can play in the left or in the middle. Any player can play across the front three. But if you really ask a player, where do you feel more comfortable? I bet you 9 times out of 10, Kulu has said, I want to be the number 9. That's why I feel more comfortable. You look at Xavi. Xavi looks a bit more comfortable on the left than he does as a 10. Because any time of Xavi's best moments have come on the left-hand side. But I think we need to buy a left-sided midfielder in January. I think it's a priority that we have to do that. And also, we've got to look at Morani. Are we going to keep him for next season? Are we going to use him? And that's the decisions that the next 6 months is going to be for Thomas Frank. If he is going to be our manager next season, then we have to look at what players does he need in his squad to make him feel that he can be a success at Tottenham. And it's all about planning. We saw Paratici at Selhurst Park today. There's no room. There's rumours that he's left. He's still at Tottenham, for what I'm hearing. He hasn't left. And we have to see where we go. Big up to Gerard as well. He says Porro to be offloaded come the summer. We will talk about that. Big up to Thomas Mullen. Refs at it again with goals. Chunky Law Spurs. Well, who else we got in the chat? Big up to Sully. Yeah, 3-4-1-2 against Brentford. I wouldn't be against that. 3 at the back, 4 midfield. Play Bergville probably in the 10. Because Xavi's still suspended. Or what we
for a long time. For a long time, I think David was saying that we should be playing this, and that we should be playing Kudus up top. Alongside Richarlison or Mawani, I can't remember who it was. Just on Odegaard, just very quickly on Odegaard. It was a great piece of tactics. It was a great piece of management today when Frank brought Odegaard on, and he did a really good job on that left-hand side. I'm just going. I would just caution people and say, look, let's let Odegaard have 20 minutes, half an hour. Let's let him do that for however long, for the next 10 or 15 games. Let's let him just do 15, 20, 30 minutes and come on and get that confidence. Let's pin down that left-hand side but then let Odegaard come on in the second half and do what he did. Do what he did today, because in most games, in most Premier League games, first half, second half is very different games. They're very different games of football. The first half is always quite cagey, unless it's someone like Man City or Liverpool go hell for leather. So then the second half generally opens up. So it's really in the second half that you want someone like Odegaard who can come on and run at players to be on the pitch and have energy. So let's keep. I've just caught that. That's my opinion. In my opinion, this is the right way for us to play. Now, that's not to say that I want Mawani or Richarlison on the left, because I think both of them have been quite ineffective there. But that's the problem with the squad. That's where I came from. I thought Odegaard did a fantastic job, but he did a great job as a sub, and I think that's let's let him build on that.
Yeah, no, we must build on that, and I think he did play well today when he came on. I'm just trying to look.
Xavi was three. Xavi's three because it was.
Well, it's actually technically. I've just looked it up. It's down to the referee's discretion. It's supposed to be a 3-game ban, but if the referee puts in the report, it can be only a 2-game ban, but it is 3. I'm trying to look for Romero. At the moment, it's a 1-game ban. So at the moment, he would be back for back against Brentford on New Year's Day. But there is 2 days ago, Romero fences extended ban. I haven't seen the latest on that yet, but once I do, I will bring it to you guys. First and fastest. It was the straight red, Sully. It's an automatic 3-game ban. It's between the 2 or 3-game ban, but depends on the referee what he puts in his report. I just looked it up.
It's because I think Dermot, it's because the referee said it was violent conduct.
Yeah, so that's when the 3-game ban comes in. Ryan says, "Sorry, Rain. Colo is good enough to play in this team." Look, for me, I don't think he is, Ryan. I'm sorry, I don't think he is. I think on the left, wasn't good enough today. He looked disinterested. He was getting robbed of the ball every 5 minutes. He couldn't control a bag of cement. And then when he plays up front, I will give him credit where credit's due. He's got a varying awareness around him when he's playing as the number 9. A couple of the goals that he's played on for other players as well that have led on. You look at one of the goals against Copenhagen, where he let who scored that? Was it Xavi? I think he played Xavi in. I think his awareness around the box is brilliant. I think his awareness to look, if I can't score, who else can score? But I think on the left wing, he couldn't trap a bag of cement. He just kept getting robbed today. And I think when that change was made, I felt Tottenham looked a bit more balanced on the front three, because I thought Odegaard then got his man and he knew he beat his man. And then Mitchell or Klein, I can't remember which side it was, but they rip him back. So I think for me, you start with Odegaard against Brentford, you play Morani up front, and you drop Richarlison, in my view. Look, just a few things on the game. Look, Thomas Frank's tactics today was to set up and go 1-0 up and defend a 1-0 lead. Now, if you're looking at games gone past or games in previous years, that's sort of an old style football, isn't it? You take a 1-0 win. Where do you think Thomas Frank can take credit from today, but also learn from today? What do you think is what he's going to learn from today? I think what he's learned that the team, just very quick, sorry, mate. I think what he's going to learn today is that I think the team looks better with that Romero in it. And I know that's probably going to come out.
That's a hot take. That,
but I think we look more solid in defence. Vicario looked more comfortable. There seems to be a balance across that back four. I know a lot of people can say I'm talking nonsense, but that's how I saw it. I saw a back four that looked very calm and collective, and Vicario didn't look his usual flappy self. He looked very calm and assured. I just feel Romero in there. That we were always waiting for something to happen. But that's just me. I thought Danso played an absolute stormer today.
I think we've got to learn how to play away and at home, and to understand that there's a difference. And I think playing this way playing defensive, playing pragmatic, is absolutely fine when we're playing away, and I think we lost a little bit of that over the last month or so, because we were doing so well at the start of the season away from home. I think we're still top of the away league. So just for away games, I think we're top, and we need to go back. I'm fine with us playing this way away from home and grinding out, the odd 1-0 win, draws, keeping clean sheets. But we cannot. What Frank needs to understand is that we cannot play this way at home. The Spurs fans will not have it. We need to be, and the players need to understand that as well. So they need to understand that there's a difference, and that they need to be able to play different ways in different situations. So we can play attacking. I don't know how good Danzo is when he's not, backs to the wall like he was today. And that's when Romero's passing, slow though it is, and he needs to speed it up, comes into play. But that's what I think Frank needs to learn, that we can play this way away, but please don't learn the wrong lesson and think that this is the way that we play at home as well.
Yeah, I mean, very quickly, we're going to end on the table, and it shows how tight this Premier League is. It really does. Let me just bring this up. I hope people can see it. Okay, let me just make that a bit bigger for you guys so you'll be able to see it at home as well. But if you look, we're sitting 11th on 25 points. We're a point behind Fulham in 10th, Palace in 9th, Brentford in 8th, with what are we now? 25, 26. We're 3 points behind Sunderland, 4 points behind Manchester United, and we're 4 points behind Chelsea, and we're 6 or 7 points behind Liverpool. But if we're going for, say, for an Europa League or a Europa Conference League place, we're right in the mix for Europe again, aren't we? It's amazing what a win does for you in this league. And we're in 11th, but out of the teams out of Fulham, Palace, Brentford, Sunderland, we've got the same goal difference as Manchester United. So if we beat Brentford on New Year's Day and results go for us, we could be up in top 8 again. And everything is rosy in the garden. And then we've got Sunderland then. And then we win that, then we're in the fight again for European place. It's amazing how tight this league is, isn't it, Rain? It really is.
I mean, it is, and that's why the meltdown that we're in, where are we now? 14th, 12th. The meltdown that we're in the bottom half of the table is too early. I'm watching seasoned content creators like yourself, Dawn, Sava, other guys who are going, look. It's too early for people to be going hard on this, and there's a reason for that. Because there are still points to pick up. There's everything sort of ebbs and flows a little bit, and we don't know what's happening in January, Dermot. You did.
I have a fair idea.
You did your great show with Tequila. Last week on transfers, and I'm sure there'll be more coming up. And I was the one who was originally saying 0 transfers in January, but the closer we get, the more I'm thinking, and the fact that we're getting rumours of players leaving, which is it's everything that I'm seeing is giving me hope that they are thinking of bringing players in. Whether that's 1, whether that's 2, whether that's 3, I don't know.
Look, I'm not trusting.
Fair, Ryan. Yeah, absolutely fair. Absolutely fair.
I'm not trusting anything Enoch do. But look, I want to finish it off, guys. I haven't done it in a while. We do run a fantasy football league, so if you still want to get involved, I think you can still for the second half of the season. But we've had a shock because Ryan, who's been is leading it from day one, has now gone down to second place. James, one of our co-owners here on the channel, is now in the lead on 1,007 points, 32 he got week. This is at the end of Saturday the 27th. So today's games haven't gone into it yet. We've got Ryan in second, who's dropped down for the first time this season in second place. Carl is in third. We've got Dave in fourth. We've got Katie, Just a Girl Loves Spurs, in fifth. We've got Queen Mary, big up to you, Mary, in sixth place. Colum in seventh. I'm in eighth. We've got Darren Watts in ninth. Kuva is in 10th. We've got Rowan in 11th, and Tony is bottom on 737. But the big news is, Rhino, you lost your lead. James has came, he saw, he's conquered you, and then he's overtaken you. But there's only 1 point in it. You had a game week of 15, but it could all change again because of today's games as well. So plenty more to come of that, guys. But listen, thank you all for watching. It's been another great show, as always. Thank you to Sampa for the raid. Really appreciate it, bud. You're very, very kind. If you're not a subscriber, do like and subscribe. It really means a lot to us here on the channel. Now, coming up, player ratings tomorrow, guys, will be out at some point. Then on the 30th, there will be a what we're doing 30th. There will be a pre-transfer show as well. We're going to go over all the latest news of transfers that I've got. I got a massive update the other day. I'm just still putting it together. And then, of course, on New Year's Eve, we've got all the build-up for the Brentford games, all the news, the predicted lineup will be out, pre-game thoughts. And then New Year's Day, you've got all your normal match day stuff. And then we're in then to a really busy, today's the start of it, a game every 3 days between now and the 10th of January. So grab your hats, grab your car keys, buckle down wherever you can. We're going on a hell of a ride. This is the Thomas Frank ride. We're going on it, and then January is in, where all hell breaks loose, where we do shows at 3 in the morning if something breaks. And we've done it at 1 in the morning when a transfer happens. We go live as soon as we get the go ahead. And then, of course, you will be getting on deadline day what we did at the end of the summer deadline day. You get a proper full day of deadline day content. And yes, I will find a yellow tie to wear when we do the evening shift. But guys, thank you all for watching. Rain, where can people find you, bud?
I'm here. Various other
They're everywhere.
Various other channels. Occasionally, here 2 or 3 times a week. In chat rooms, and yeah, various other places.
Yeah, well, listen, guys, thank you all for watching. We're back tomorrow with our player rating show, so do look out for that. But Spurs have won. We've ended 2025 on a high. Yes, the best memory for me will be Bilbao back in May when we won the Europa League. Nothing can ever match that. And then what we saw afterwards was just pure rejoice and happiness.
It was the parade for me.
Yeah.
The parade, that the whole day was just absolutely awesome. I was right in the middle, was right in front of the stage. I didn't manage to. I thought I'd got there early, but I hadn't got there early enough. I couldn't meet up with my mates who were the other side of a barrier. But I met some people who I still sort of ping every now and again. Some other Spurs fans. It was just a fantastic day.
But look, for me, it is Bilbao. Look, so I'm just doing something. Yep, I am. Yeah, for me, it is Bilbao for me, and that day will live in that night will live in my memory for a long, long time. It's the best night as a Spurs fan since 1991. Look, I get it. Like Ryan is saying, the best memories, Ange getting sacked. I get it. I think that he deserves a bit of credit, and for winning this trophy. I think he's the third manager in our history to win a European trophy, behind Keith Birkinshaw and Bill Nick. he's in a very unique club with them two managers. So look, whatever we think of Ange, he did give us the best night of our lives, and nobody, not even the hardest of Ange outers, would not take that away from winning the league. European Cup for me, I think the worst time I think it's been under this management. I think Thomas Frank, for me, he may have won today, but he hasn't convinced me he's the man to take us forward. And we've got to be very careful what we do, because if we lose against Brentford, it's going to be back to square one again. So, is it time to put up or shut up? That is the thing now. The Tottenham board, this is your time. You either put up or shut up. On that bombshell, we'll leave it there. Guys, thank you for watching. What's that say? Bugger will happen. Big up, Mary. Bugger will happen in January. Mary full of Mary coming in with the accent. Bless you, Mary. Merry Christmas, Mary, and Happy New Year to you. But on that bombshell, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on, you Spurs. We've got to win. Yay! Thank God that year's over with. Bring on the new year. Come on, Tottenham.